I trust this will suffice?
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar! A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same. Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence!
Who could do this?
Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
Luis.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
Hello there, friends, and welcome to my playthrough of Metaphor Fantazio. In an era of gaming where masterclass RPGs have been releasing left and right, Metaphor was a game that instantly stuck with me after finishing it for the first time. From its incredible art direction that references many famous artists, paintings, and books, a bombastic soundtrack that you're hearing right now, an absolute golden lineup of characters, and a story that prides itself on shattering the concept of subtlety into a million pieces. I've been wanting to share my experiences with this game since it launched back in October of 2024, as I have many strong feelings and personal stories about this game that I believe will be interesting to share. This series is going to be one hell of a ride if that introduction wasn't any indication. So, strap in for my most ambitious project yet, and let us go on a journey together through a tale that transcends fantasy. Metaphor Fantazio. But of course, no great video game would be complete without an awesome main menu. So, Metaphor Fantazio, for those who do not know, is developed by Atlas, which, if you're wondering, is responsible for some very iconic and long-running RPG franchises, such as Shin Megami Tensei and its very iconic spin-off, Persona, among others. Great games, great company, they make some pretty damn kick-ass games, and Metaphor is absolutely one of those. So, because of that, you can expect some very, very eye-catching UI, some awesome combat systems, a pretty gripping story, and some pretty cool characters, and Metaphor is no different. I also want to go ahead and point out right now that this will be a 100% playthrough of Metaphor Fantazio. So, you can either watch along and you'll get the full experience, or don't be afraid to play along. You can use this as a guide if you so wish. But I'd rather not take up so much of our time here. That intro segment was pretty long, very cool, but pretty long, and we have a lot to cover. So, let's go ahead and begin.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
So here's our first little bit of player interaction. What should we name our guide that will be, well, guiding the protagonist? So this is not naming your main character. We will be doing that later. This is essentially naming who you want to be, you know, the player. So you can name yourself Player, you could name yourself your real name, you could go with like Eugene if you want to be funny, or Gerald. There actually are some names in here that you cannot use, but we'll go over that later. I think for right now, for our playthrough, we will be going with my YouTube name, Jaders, as I am going to be the one guiding us through this journey. I think it's pretty fitting. Go ahead and enter that in.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
This will be a question that gets many answers throughout our journey. But this is what I have to say for right now.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself, so let this tale begin.
Alright, so now we get to choose our difficulty. I won't be going over Regicide right here, as this is locked to New Game Plus, so we are going to ignore this for now. So let's go ahead and go from the top down. Storyteller. This is essentially a difficulty made entirely for people who want to experience the story and nothing else. It is impossible to lose battles because you can constantly retry them, and this is essentially just, I want to play the story. Pretty simple. However, you cannot change to other difficulties if you choose Storyteller at the beginning here or swap to it later. So be sure this is the type of experience that you want. Easy mode and normal and hard mode are all pretty self-explanatory if you've played any other RPGs with difficulty sliders. I will go ahead and mention now that I'll be playing about 99% of this game in normal mode. However, I will be swapping to easy and hard mode to showcase a few extra things. But for right now, we're going to stick with normal mode. Oh, and as an aside, this is a very long RPG. It's an Atlas RPG. Expect a lot of cutscenes, especially early on. So if that's not your cup of tea, oh boy, here we go. Normal difficulty.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia! Us folk, we're commoners. No crown or church will save us.
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How'd they get one of those?
Come on! Hey, keep it moving! Hurry it up! Next one! Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder. So he is. No horns, no knife is. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy. Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Unless you want to get stuck like us.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Stand aside!
This place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us? Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs attached? Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
What mission?
Come on! This is no time for jokes. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
Welcome to the Tradia Desert. Our first area.
Think we'll make it?
You don't look hurt though, so that's good news. You can move, right? I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Alright, so here's some basic controls. If you've never held a controller before, this is a very valuable tutorial. Thankfully, I'm an avid gamer. You can use the left dongle to move around and the right dongle to turn the camera. Pretty useful stuff, if I do say so myself. Wait, I'm sensing something close. Don't move.
Watch out!
Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. So, Phase Sight. Press L2 or Ult2 to use Phase Sight. This ability lets you see what Gallica senses in the environment. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best you can.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna run up to it, swing my sword around. Okay, alright. We can use the circle here to dodge. Okay, we're barely doing anything to this guy. I think we're gonna take Gallica's advice and hoof it. That doesn't look like a very friendly lion, and great, there's a pack of wolves to the right. I think we're just gonna head straight. Seems like the best option here.
Look! Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center. This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
Right.
It's as though music is playing directly into my mind. The effect of Gallica's magic is inspiring. Yes, Gallica. Dump that awesome music right into my brain. Thank you. I'm now just thinking about it. What is it with me in making playthroughs that have fairies in it? I don't know. It seems to be a weird pattern I have.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
Look! Hey, look!
Over there.
That's a road, isn't it? Yes, very astute of you, Gallica. What a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight. Alright, so now we get to explore the Tradia Desert in its near entirety, and wow, there's a lot to see. But I think it's best if we avoid all the beasties, as we already saw how well that'll go for us if we try to fight them normally. So I think it's best if we just try to run through this, giant ribcage. I'd rather not know what kind of monster this was originally. Grab these. And head for the main road. We could try to fight these guys, but I don't think that would end very well for us. Let's just move on.
Looks like they gave up.
Uh-oh. This is bad.
Not good! Run for it!
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
O great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish and come forth from thy epoch of glory to grant me thy guidance.
Whoa, just look!
Whoa.
Get on with it, then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead!
Yeah!
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry!
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only elder here, in the whole city even. Capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside. Not that it's very balanced. I see more Clamars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elda kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay? Hi.
Did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination. Shh, careful who hears you say that. But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best. The saint could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt his highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed his highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close. Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers. So?
Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. Press R1 to open the local map, which is pretty useful. If you're unsure of what to do, try pressing triangle. Gallica always has good ideas, or so she thinks. Yeah, it's good for the game to bring this up. Gallica does have some good advice every now and then, and she's useful if you haven't played the game in a while, but generally speaking, she'll be here for some extra information. Anyways, welcome to the royal capital of Grand Trad, the capital of Uchronia, as we saw. There is a lot to see here. This is a big place, and while we should be looking for the recruitment center, I want to go ahead and start near the front gates here. Let's see what some of the locals have to say about the king's passing. Hello, gossipy nobles.
What is there to do now?
That was no ordinary animal. There were traces of something gargantuan crawling about after all. So many rumors concerning monsters in the wasteland. Why, it's all you hear about these days. True, but I heard about them in Julian's book. He claims that there aren't any near the royal capital yet. Well, I don't know what they were talking about, but okay, that doesn't sound very good. I mean, I saw some big monsters on the way over here too, and wasn't exactly very excited about it either. Try not to get run over. So there have been a lot of big words being thrown around about various tribes, including our main character here who was called an Elda. I want to briefly go ahead and clarify some of the various tribes and their names and how they look, because this game is going to be using them a lot, as racism is alive and well in the Kingdom of Uchronia, which, I was gonna say yay, but that's actually not a good thing, but it gives me a talking point, so yay for commentary, I guess. Anyways, I want to go ahead and talk about the Elda, first and foremost, which is what our main character here is. Unfortunately, we don't know his name, but the Elda are a very interesting bunch. They don't really have any interesting traits, as that burglar called us. We don't have any pointy ears, no horns. We're just kind of average Joes. So, of course, we get made fun of the most. We're the most boring. We're very vanilla.
Whatever will I do?
I'm sure there's other reasons, but we'll get into those later. some of these other races. Let's take this fellow for example. We saw another one earlier. These are Ishkia. They usually have pointed noses. They're fairly tall in terms of their figure, and they have wings. However, they can't use them to fly. They're mostly there for aesthetic purposes. They're pretty neat. Right over, let's use these fellows. We saw a Parapus being hanged, without a trial, unfortunately. They are these canine feature fellows here, usually having pointed ears and tails. They are kind of on the lower rung of society, similar to the Elda, and it's surprising to see them out in the open like this. Normally they're beggars and lowlives because of their social hierarchy. Right over here, these people that they're talking to, these are Rassant. They're kind of the elves of Uchronia. They have pointed ears, and usually they have bigger builds and generally are physically more stronger than other races. They're kind of near the top of the social hierarchy. There's some others that we're going to talk about, but we'll get to them whenever we are talking to an individual of that tribe. Speaking of, this lady right here, Restless Woman.
Oh, come on.
Ah! Trying to do that scream messed me up. It's an Elda! Why is one of your kind here in Grand Trad? I have business here. Silence! Sanctism teaches us that the Elda are an evil tribe that defy the teachings, so get back! Stay away from me, you fiend! Devilish magic, she says. If you were so magical, I doubt you'd have it so hard in life. She's aggravating. Let's not cause a scene. Gallica, by the way, is a fairy. She's kind of cool, I guess. We'll get into her later. This, very racist woman, she is a Clamar. You can tell them apart by the horns on their head. Otherwise, they're fairly normal. It's such a shame you're very pretty, lady. You just had to be racist. It's a deal breaker for me. I know, I'm so unfair, I guess. Anyways, this opening is catching my eye here. There's some amazing vistas. I mean, look at the sky. It's so like this grunge painting. I love it. We can see all of Grand Trad before us right here, really giving us the scale of this royal capital. It's really cool. Anyways, we have another Parapus right here. I think she is supposed to have fox features? Seems like it. Some Parapus have like bear features, some have dog. It varies. That's why I said canine features. I hope bears are canines. I don't know. Don't really know that tree. Anyways, let's talk to her.
So you?
An Elda, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh, not trying to be rude. Just mind yourself. This city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. I appreciate the advice. Yeah, be careful. They'll get to you too. Just like all us, Platypus. Oh, thanks for the warning. Keep that in mind. What are you two? This is a Clamar. Two Clamars. You can see they have different types of horns. This lady's horns are on the top of her head, and this guy's on the side. Pretty neat. What are you guys talking about?
Simply amazing.
Look, over there, you can see the royal palace. No, wait, that's not right. That's where the Grand Cathedral is. At least I assume so, since it's off the main street.
And what is it?
Seems to me sanctism is the really privileged thing around here. Even more so than the monarchy. So what they're referencing is this huge building you can see from anywhere in Grand Trad. That is a giant cathedral. Yeah, very gaudy, this church. We've got some individuals right there. We'll get into them later. Some people talking over here.
You little bastard.
Imbecile of a driver. How long will this take? Can't help but notice we've passed the recruitment center back there. I bet I could register for the army faster than this carriage can exit the city. So hurry it up before I put a bounty on your horse's head.
If I may.
Now, sir, please have patience. With the royal funeral approaching, foot traffic is at an all-time high. That is very true. You can actually see vehicles passing in the street. And you know, as an Elda would, disrupting the local populace, we can't actually get in the way of traffic. It's pretty funny. I'm surprised they aren't trying to run me over. I guess that fellow there is just a little more tolerant of lesser folk like me. You know what? Good on him. Let's see here. We've got this guy right here. He seems to be a church crier. The royal funeral for His Majesty the King will be held at the Grand Cathedral. Naturally, His Eminence Forden will be in attendance as well. You may gather at the Grand Cathedral on the day of the event. Letting people know. Pretty good crier.
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
What's a magic igniter?
See? There's a couple in the window. Like an instrument plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside. Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic. Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city? Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
The royal scepter?
You've really never heard of it. Wow. Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty. Passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
Now he's dead. With no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
I'll keep that in mind.
A word of caution, then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
Don't tell me what to do, Gallica. I like chatting with the locals, though I was already screamed at by one lady. And there have been a lot of voices in my head telling me I should leave. But besides the point, it's been nice talking to people. So, that lady right there, she is part of the Rogue tribe. They are long-living tribes that usually have tall builds and generally wear, well, I mean, not generally, they all wear some kind of markings on their face and bodies. It's not actually part of their skin, like some might think. It's just some ceremonial thing that the tribe does. We can see some rogues right over here. You can see the markings on their faces. It's what makes them stand out. Hello, good sir. This is an idle man. Oh, the recruitment place. Go down the street towards the cathedral and it'll be the building to the left. You are looking to enlist as a soldier? Not like there's any other work for elders, I guess. What, nothing left to say? Then move along, irritating little shite. I've got nothing more. I've given you more than enough. Oh, okay. Asshole. Alright, well, I guess we'll just take his advice and leave him be. Didn't seem like he wanted to talk to us any longer. I do have to say, these transition screens, top notch. I love them. Alright. I was hoping that we'd blend in with the crowd and no one would notice that you're an elder, but people here have sharper eyes than I thought. Maybe it also has to do with the fact that I actively sought out communication, but yeah, you're right, Gallica. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
All right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center that we're looking for should be just up ahead. Well, to be fair, Gallica, our main character here, I think he's canonically like 5'4", 5'5". Blending in and standing tall is going to be a little difficult for him. I mean, look at this. Even next to some of the locals. My guy's pretty short. You know, he's not a kid, but yeah, he definitely doesn't have the tall genes in him. Maybe he's a late bloomer. Hello there. You there. Young man, might I interest you in our shop's wares? This is no ordinary Mastari shop.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, we're actually in the middle of something. We've got something to do at the recruitment center. The recruitment center? If you're lost, it's a large building down the street and to the left. Stop by when you have the time. I do business here all the time, so if you're in the area, you stop by. This fellow here is a Mastari. All that's really known about them is that they wear these covers over their heads. I'm sure we'll learn more about them as we progress through the story, but for right now, that's all we got. While I could go around and talk to more people, I think it's best if we just head to the recruitment center. I've already taken up much of our time already.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead. Okay, you got this.
A blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet-swaddled lordlings. Why are you here? Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's work. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore. But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone. Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those. So, what brings you to enlist?
Well, we can either say we want to fight for change, I need the money, or I'm just so bored. Don't be afraid, you can't actually fail the enlistment, so pick what you want, but because Gallica said we should be honest, I guess we want to fight for change.
I want to fight for real change.
Lofty words for a gutter rat with an empty coin purse, no? So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
Now, this decision actually does change something. This choice will determine your main character's base stat lineup. Now, this will be partially important for the early portions of the game, or if you're deciding to do something like a low-level run or a level 1 run, but generally speaking, what you choose here won't matter all that much. However, on screen now will be your starting stat lineup based on the choice you make. There are 5 starting stats. There are 5 stats in the game. There's Strength, Magic, Endurance, Agility, and Luck. Strength is physical damage. Magic is magic damage and healing. Endurance will determine how much damage you can take. It's your defense stat. Agility will determine your accuracy and evasion, and also your turn order in battle. And your luck stat will determine things like critical hit rate and how often you can find items in the overworld and getting rare drops. All of these stats are pretty valuable. When it comes to determining which one I want to be stronger, I think the worst options for a general playthrough would be Endurance and Agility. I don't think they're bad, none of these options are bad at all, but I will not be picking these two. In fact, I probably will be barely leveling either of these two stats at all. If I had to give my opinion, I would suggest either going with Magic or Luck. And for this playthrough, we'll be starting with Magic, but trust me, we'll be jumping around main stats quite often.
I've got a sharp mind.
Yes, you and every unschooled troglodyte. Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
And here's where we get to name our actual protagonist. So, this protagonist does actually have a canon name that is used in official material, the Metaphori Fantazio Japanese manga. And that name is Will. Now, you can name this character whatever you want, but for the sake of this playthrough, we will be going with Will, and that'll be how I refer to the protagonist throughout this series. I have some funny stories about this character's name, regarding some other people that I've experienced playing through this game, but we'll get to those when we get to those. Anyways, our main protagonist is named Will.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment. You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to. Next!
What a long line. Guess we got no choice but to wait our turn. Well, now that we're in the recruitment center, there's a few things we can see. Let's talk to this fellow first.
Whatever.
You're so young. Are you enlisting too? Well, not much choice if you don't have money or a job. Reeve, which is the money in this world's country, makes the world go round, as it were. You want a magic igniter? Join the queue. Betting's only gonna get you chewed out. We'll ignore that chirping sound in my ear. Well, that'll be a discussion for later. If you want to, we could go back and see if we can eavesdrop on the recruitments even more. Can't even spell your name? Bloody Parapus. That captain seems like a jerk, but for the sake of the mission, we just have to put up with him for a while. Eavesdropping won't get us anywhere. Let's hurry and get in line. Sounds like a good idea. I don't want to piss him off even more than he already is. This guy seems to be staring at a hunt board, kind of looks like. Anxious Parapus. They said tribe don't matter in the army, but they'll probably put me in front up as a meat shield. Not that I can find better work. Wish I could serve Count Luis. His army's built on merit, so even a Parapus stands a chance. Oh, that's interesting. Blast it! I came to enlist because I heard you can make a quick reeve here. They really make you work alongside creepy Elder. A Parapus I can deal with, but an Elder's right ominous. Quit your gawking! Why, I could tell a guard you looked at me funny and you'd be marched to the gallows before you could blink. And don't even think anyone would care what an Elder has to say. You'd hang. So you'd better shape up. Let him say what he wants. Fighting someone like him would just be a waste of energy. Yeah, and also, I'm the one with the sword here, pal. You ain't got nothing on me. As long as my sword isn't actually just plastic and it's for show. Hopefully that's not the case. Whoa. You enlisting as well? The line starts behind me, if so. Or was there something you needed? Are you really a noble? I take it you overheard my interview then? Yes, guilty as charged. I am a noble, but just a countryside son of a lord. My family is of no real consequence. Well, let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom. Foolish or not? I don't think that's foolish. We all have our own aspirations. Let's go ahead and join the queue.
I heard they get sightings.
What? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like, human...
Next! Another Clamar. Wait. No. You don't look like the others. Surely not. An Elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Move it! There's a priority around here. We're arming squires and children with igniters now. We've wasted good gear. It's better off in my hands. Give it here.
Brute force and crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it? You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Rousseau strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene. You all right?
Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Just felt like stepping in. Don't worry about it. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, you igniter.
Ooh, a cinder igniter. Thank you very much, sir.
These days, most come with their own magna crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like the one I saw on Main Street.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
And we got a royal capital vicinity map. Thank you very much, good sir.
Wow, that's a real map. It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
Listen up, striplings. My name is Captain Klinger, and as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
Look at all the other recruits. They really are desperate for new blood. Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow. Hey. You awake?
Is it morning already?
Does it look like morning? Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
It never gets easier.
Yeah, I could tell. Try to put it behind you, okay? Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
I'd rather not think about it.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'll drop it. The prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him. Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Sure, I guess.
I gotta say, I've been curious. Thanks. It's what you call a fantasy story, right? So it's a fantasy world made up by the author. The prince loved those kinds of stories. Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw. In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination. Wow. So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over. In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor. Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. Whoa. You see, no magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world.
Hey, are you asleep already? You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own?
Well, guess I'll just read more later. Good night.
War is on the horizon. Before they command that I dry my pen, I must finish my final work. It is a tale of hope that may yet salvage this world. It isn't right. This idea of foreigners has only ever been a tool against the foreign. If we could end such prejudice, surely war would be next to fade. We would be free to travel to far-flung lands. The reality is, we are riddled with anxiety. We fight, we oppress, and magic is but a tool of war. Our world could be better. Can we not dream such dreams? In such a world, they need no sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and skilled labor. Glass spires reach the heavens, safe nights with no dark shadows, streets well-traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. I know, just a daydream. Castle on a cloud. Yet I have faith. I believe that fiction can become hope, wielded by a worthy avatar. I believe a hero will stand true and change the world. After all, this world need not stay like this forever. The will to believe in something beyond us, indeed that, is what we call fantasy.